Welcome everyone to another video. Today we're going to be doing something very different, something I've never done before, so hopefully this actually turns out well, and definitely just leave me some feedback for this. But yeah, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually play Guardragons in general, and this is kind of like a combo video. It's also similar to like a test hand video as well, because it's somewhat realistic. But yeah, I'm just going to do this and we're going to see how things go. There's going to be 3 particular scenarios or 3 particular combos that I'm going to be performing here. They are relatively similar, but they actually allow you to understand the whole gist of the deck itself and how to play with each of the cards you might get. And each of these different combos that I'm going to be showing you are pretty much going to be quite realistic. So depending on what you actually have, depending on how many other extenders you have, you might be able to perform some other crazy things as well. So without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so here's our first combo, kind of a 3-card combo. It could be a 4-card combo if we also add in this as well, and I'll get to it later on. This would be very beneficial if you're actually going second. However, this can still suffice if you're going first as well. It's not too bad. However, let's just show off as if we're playing 3 cards, and this will be the added bonus at the end. So to begin, we're going to activate the unexpected die. Obviously that would bring us our Justiciar onto the field. And then later on we're going to take the Lightning Dragon Ruler of Drafts, use its effect to discard itself and the World Legacy Guardragon Mardark to the graveyard, and this will allow us to summon out Tempest from the deck. So now that you have these 2 cards out, put them on the really ends of the field zones, because you're going to have to be really careful of what you're doing here. But essentially you have your World Legacy Guardragon Mardark. It's a World Legacy card, so it's going to be important here because we're going to take these 2 now and we're going to link them away for our first link monster, which would be Lib. So now that Lib's actually out on the far right side, we can use her own effects because we already have the World Legacy monster in the graveyard. So we're simply going to bring out and set the Guardragon. So now we could actually activate it and revive back the Justiciar. Link it away, allowing us to go for LP, and of course Guardragon's effect will move LP to this zone here, and so LP's effect will now go off, summoning from our deck our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon will then bring back our Justiciar, and then from here we're actually just going to go for our big monster right away. So our first link 4, we're going to link these all, and then we're going to bring out our first big boss monster, and that will be our Unchained Abomination. Try to go into the zone where it actually has a bunch of free zones, and the Justiciar will be all the way on this side. But with that being said, you have to keep in mind that when Lib is actually sent to the graveyard, you get to shuffle 1 card on the field, so you get rid of whatever your opponent's having, assuming you're going second in this case. So now you have Justiciar on the field, you have these 2 in the graveyard. You don't really need them anymore, so you can banish them off. They're both dragons. Special summon back out your Tempest. And now from here, you actually will go for your Justiciar, link that away, go for your Pisty onto this zone over here. Pisty's effect will allow us to then go for, let's see, special summon out our Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Now we could take the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, we could take the Pisty, and they will both link away, allowing us to go for our first card, which would be the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. So now that it's actually brought up its effect, it's already co-linked, and then we also have free zones over here as well. This is pretty much why I emphasized in the deck profile that Abomination's actually a savior, the MVP of the deck. It's basically a really amazing card, and it's far superior than yugioh in this case, because yugioh you're not really gaining the most out of its effects. But with that being said, we're going to summon out the 0-day from our deck now, and then we're going to link these 2 away again, allowing us to then go for our Virus Breaker. Virus Breaker is co-linked again, so we have 2 open zones. We bring back these 2 again onto the field. Just trying to keep this neat, guys. So with that being said, this is what you have. So it's up to you what you want to do depending on what you have in your extra deck, but for me, I'm just going to go for it right away. I'm going to link these 3, and we're going to go for the Borreload Dragon. Borreload is good in this situation for the fact that it could just take one of your opponent's monsters. Of course, if you want to go for Borrel's Sword, that's also a viable option as well. But yeah, with that being said, this is essentially what you have. However, remember we actually had this card at the beginning as well. If it's a 4-card combo, you could also activate this card, and it's a quick play spell by the way, so you could do it during the battle phase, and you could also banish blink monsters from your graveyard as well. So let's just say you get rid of these guys over here. We banish those 3 off, and then we just simply special summon out our Armaduke. And with that being said, it's essentially an OTK. I mean, this is just far too much for your opponent to deal with. So with that being said, let's move on to the next combo. Alright, so for the next combo, we have here a 5-card combo. It doesn't have to be a 5-card combo, it can be less, but I am trying to use the variety of different cards in the deck itself to justify my deck profile in every one of my choices. And this is why it's so important to actually do so, is to demonstrate their use in the actual combos itself. So even though it's a 5-card combo, keep in mind that you could easily draw into all these cards because I'm simply choosing to play them in the deck. And most combo videos don't tend to focus on these additional extras, which turns out to be actually quite good. So we have quite a few options here. This is definitely quite nice. The Andrake is not necessarily a crucial card, it's just a nice card to have. But with Andrake's case, it could be any card, so it could actually just be a blank card. It just has to be at least a monster for 1/1, so that's pretty much it. However, with that being said, let's activate the Unexpected Die, because we have nothing on the field. We're going to summon out our Justiciar onto the field now, and let's just bring it to the far left. And from that, we're going to normal summon out our Draconet as well. This will simply allow us to then bring out our second copy of Justiciar. From there, we're going to activate the Dragon Shrine. This will, we'll activate the Dragon Shrine, and we're just also going to get rid of our Justiciar, one from the grave, and following that, we're going to get rid of the Mardark as well, in addition to that. Next, we're going to activate our 1/1, getting rid of Andrake, and this will obviously allow us to summon out our Prometheus. And so at this point, you have 4 cards to work with. You already met the conditions. You have a World Legacy card in the graveyard now, so that's definitely really amazing. And we're playing like Dragon Ravine, we're playing Dragon Shrine as well, so it's going to be really easy to get rid of your Mardark to the graveyard. Even though you only have 1 in the deck itself, it's still quite possible to do so. But now that you have all of these, you're going to link them away. So link off these 2 first, and make sure you keep at least 2 dragons on the field. Definitely get rid of the Draconet, and definitely get rid of the Prometheus, and this will essentially allow you to go for your Lib. So Lib's effect will obviously allow you to then set your World Legacy Guardragon onto the field. We don't have to activate it just yet, but we have over here our Justiciar. Justiciar will obviously allow us to then go for LP. I'm sure you guys could already figure out what we're doing here, so where is LP? We're going to activate the LP, or summon out the LP. We're going to then activate the Guardragon as well, allowing us to summon out back our Justiciar. Guardragon's effect will move the LP to this side, and from that we can then use its effect, allowing us to summon out our Red Eyes now. Alright, so now with this particular situation, we're going to go for something that, again, is going to be quite similar to before, but it's still going to work anyway. So we're going to take Lib, we're going to take LP, and we're going to take one of the Justiciars. Or should we take this? No, we could take this. That would be okay as well. And we're going to essentially go for our Abomination. And then from there, we're going to take the Justiciar. This will allow us to then go for our Pisty. Pisty will then allow us to bring back our Red Eyes. Red Eyes' effect again will then bring us back whatever we want. So if you actually revive back the Andrake, you get the additional effect. That's why I actually wanted to include it at the very beginning, because it has a really good effect when it's special summoned. Basically, if it's special summoned from the graveyard or the banish zone, then you could target one monster your opponent controls and then destroy it. So it's just an added bonus you could actually do, and yeah, it's just quite nice. We're going to take these 2 and we're going to link them away, allowing us to go for, where is it, Virus Swordsman, and this will obviously allow us to then summon out our 0 day. And so now we could actually just take our Swordbreaker and 0 day, and this will allow us to then go for Virus Berserker. Berserker's effect will then bring out these two again. Let's see here, hopefully I could get some space there. Hopefully it's not too confusing on the field, but yeah, this is okay. And yeah, we're going to simply just do whatever we want in this case. Now, we have a lot more options in this scenario because of the fact that we also still have a Prometheus that we haven't used yet. And yeah, it's just a really great card to actually go with in this particular situation. Kind of similar in Tempest's case, but yeah, you get what I mean by that. Anyways, we're going to take the 0 day and we're going to take the Virus Swordsman, and let's link them away and go for our Triple Burst Dragon. So now that we have Triple Burst Dragon out, we're next going to go for the Virus Berserker, and we're going to go for the Andrake as well, and pretty much link these two away. This should allow us to, I'm trying to figure this out, I think Justiciar with it, and this will allow us to go for a link 2. I should have put Justiciar on this side and then Andrake on this side, otherwise it would mess it up, so yeah, I'll do that. And then we pretty much just go into either our Phoenix, or you could go for our Cerberus as well, whatever actually works with you. It doesn't really matter in this case, it's more so we're just bringing out an extra monster, that's pretty much it. However, since Justiciar now went to the graveyard, you could then revive back our Prometheus. So you're going to take the Prometheus, you're going to take the Andrake, and pretty much ditch them to the grave, and now you're going to link summon, go for your Twin Triangle Dragon. Twin Triangle Dragon will then also summon out, by paying 500, one of your level 5 or higher dragon monsters from your grave. So you could go for your Red Eyes Darkness Metal, or you could go for your Mardark. It doesn't matter what you actually go for in this case, because it can't attack and it also has its effects negated, so it doesn't really matter. But you essentially have this here as a field, so now you can kind of play around and do whatever you want in this situation. So if you were playing say decks like, well, cards like an Abramax, then you could take your Twin Triangle Dragon with your Nightmare Phoenix and link away, go for your Abramax, and then with the Red Eyes and the Triple Burst Dragon, you could go for another link 4 as well. So you essentially will have 3 different link 4s on the field, which is technically stronger than the previous combo, but obviously you can see that in this case we needed more cards to actually achieve that. But again, we're using such a huge variety of cards that you actually are quite impressed by the fact that this deck could actually just attain this same board all the time and always achieve an OTK, and whether you're going first or second, it's still going to be quite a fun thing to do, and it's pretty funny as well considering no one is actually doing deck profiles on Guardragons. It really is an underrated deck. Alright, so here's our next combo. Again, it's 5 cards, but we're using a different variety of cards now. Last time we didn't use Prometheus, Ravine, or Instant Fusion, or even World Legacy, World Arc. The only common card that's usable in every single, or useful in every single combo, or necessary in every single combo, sorry, is Justiciar. It is just a really key component for the deck itself, and every single combo will revolve around it, so you better hope that this card doesn't actually get banished in some sort of way. But with that being said, you could always prepare for that by putting in Burial from the different dimension in your side deck or something like that, so that would be okay as well. But with that being said, we kind of have this combo, so we're going to start off with the Ravine, and this will allow us to ditch our World Legacy World Arc to the graveyard, and this will eventually allow us to also ditch our Garmedes, which is also a different card we're utilizing in this particular combo. Instantly, we could just use Garmedes to bring this back and send our Prometheus to the graveyard, and then from that we could essentially just go for the Justiciar as just a normal summon and go for Instant Fusion. So Instant Fusion will allow us to go for obviously our Thousand Eyes Restrict. Thousand Eyes Restrict will then allow us to take one of our opponent's monsters. We're going to link this away, and then we're going to go for, as you guys could already guess, where is it, our Anima. So we bring out our Relinquish Anima, take one more of your opponent's monsters. So at this point you've taken 2 of your opponent's monsters already, and yeah, they're pretty much left a bit more on the defenseless side. You're going to take both of these 2 cards now and you're going to link them away, and this will allow you to go for your lib, and from that you basically have a bunch of interesting chain links depending on how you actually want to go for it. So, but in this case, since it was sent to the graveyard, you could then go for your Promeneses, and then you could also bring out your Garmedes from your hand as well, which is fantastic. We also have Lib's effect, allowing us to also set directly from the deck itself. This time, again, we're going for the Guardragon. We're essentially just going to take the Promeneses, link that away, and Garmedes, link that away as well. We're going to keep this right here for the time being. And then from that, we're going to go for our, what's our extra deck? We're going to go for the Pisty first, and then after that, we're going to go for the LP, which is kind of giving up with the Pisty over here. But with that being said, you can now activate your World Legacy Guardragon, and then special summon back your Justiciar as far as you possibly can, so there should be a spare spot here, in which case Guardragon's effect will move Pisty over here now, LP's effect will apply, and then pretty much allow us to summon out our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Darkness Metal Dragon will then allow us to special summon out our Garmedes. So now we pretty much have a full board again. So at this point, I hope you guys actually understand the gist of this, because we pretty much just want to fill out our whole board so that we can then go for a few more link climbs. And the link climbing that you do, depending on what extra deck cards you actually have in your extra deck, will pretty much, yeah, be up to you on how you play things out. But we're just going to continue as if it's my extra deck for the time being. So we're going to take the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, we're going to take the Lib, and we're going to take the LP, and this time we're actually going to go for a Borreload Dragon. So we're going to go for something a bit more different, but the Pisty will still apply because they're both over here again. So you're going to bring back the Red Eyes, and this time you're pretty much out of targets, but that's okay because you could still actually go for some different things. So we're going to take the Justiciar, and we're going to take the Garmedes, and this should allow us to go for, we'll go for a Twin Triangle Dragon. Doesn't really matter what we're actually going for with the Twin Triangle Dragon, because we're just going to link it away with the Pisty itself, and this will pretty much allow us to go for our Triple Burst Dragon, pretty much over here. And yeah, with that being said, you pretty much have kind of like a different combo in a sort of way, where you actually have the Borreload, you have the Triple Burst, and the Red Eyes. Technically it's still an OTK because you still have enough to actually deal onto your opponent, but you're just going for different things here, because in this case Borreload will allow you to steal a third monster from your opponent. So in this particular situation, it's basically you trying to take or clear off your opponent's board. So this is mostly going for second, but yeah, you're going to take away 3 of your opponent's cards, and if they have anything left over, Triple Burst will pretty much allow you to go for either a negation on their spell and traps as well, and not to mention that if they have anything in defense, then you basically get to do some piercing damage, which is definitely going to be really amazing in this case. But yeah, with that being said, this is pretty much it for the whole combo video. I hope you guys actually had a lot of interesting I guess insights as to how this deck actually works, and this will hopefully give you guys some ideas as to how you guys could adjust your own decks and your own extra decks as to what you could actually go for in terms of your different combos. It is definitely quite fun, and yeah, there's just endless possibilities. Another reason I actually forgot to mention is that one of the reasons why I didn't want to play more copies of Pisty or LP in the extra deck is because of its major restriction. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. So now that I'm actually thinking back, hopefully I didn't mess up with this, but the Pisty itself would have prevented me, well, had Pisty or LP both been on the field, it would have definitely prevented me from actually bringing out the Abomination. So in that case, I would actually have to use Saryuja as a mandatory option, because Saryuja is a dragon with the exact same markers as the Abomination. But yeah, pretty much that's all with this particular combo video. So hopefully you guys now know how to actually play this deck and utilize pretty much every single card available in your deck as well. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Definitely leave me some feedback for this video, and also comment down what you guys would actually do for each of your combos as well. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share this video, as it really helps out the channel. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.